Hi everyone, welcome to the Advancement Centre and welcome to the world of magic and miracles, where we explore the future and the essence of our being and its interaction with the physical world. The energies that come into play as we start to talk are a natural phenomenon that's instigated because we've all connected in a manner that has no explanation, but it does have feeling. And you do know there's something different happening right now. As we move into the elevated planes of what I call the elevated platform of living, you can feel a difference. And particularly today, there's a new wave of advancement available to us all as soon as we start to recognize it. And the recognition comes with a slight change of energy field that's there because we decided it's time. It's been instigated by everyone to make sure that we move in harmony, not with one another, but with the whole universe, because it is the correct time for that movement. So now we find ourselves in a position where we're much bigger than what we thought we were, and where we have much more influence in the universe than what we thought we did. We're not just little people that get herded into a room. We don't fit in a room. We're way, way above that. And we're starting to feel that each and every movement, each and every action, thought, feeling, and what you call emotion actually changes the world, changes the whole universe, because we are an integral part of the fields that interact and make everything a reality. So now our science is even moving in the same direction and starting to prove that there's more than technology. And it's all contained within the entity called humanity. We're all part of that entity and we interact just like the mixture of a cake. All the ingredients come together to make a cake, but the ingredients have their own characteristics. And a little too much salt will change the whole thing. A little too much of anything will change the whole thing. The slightest change in the balance changes the taste and the feel. And it's the same in the universe. The slightest movement in the functions that we have as intergalactic beings changes everything everywhere. Our focus has been a little narrow, but now it's broadening to where we only need to live a perfect life, have perfect health, and have a magic future. And so that's what we do. We hold that not as a pattern or a principle, but just as a view in the middle of the whole thing. And it has no real fixed picture. It's changing all the time, and it fits every moment. But the big advancement right now is that the moment is available actually before the moment arrives. So within us somewhere, we have access to the next moment before it arrives. And that's been proven even scientifically. With a large number of people, the emotion that they read, which is the feel that comes from a combined group of people, the emotion that they read through random numbers actually predicts the future. So even if there's a disaster happening on the other side of the world, there's an earthquake or whatever, it's reflected in the random field of people on the other side of the world. And we possibly laughed at one another on occasion when we said we can feel something's happening. Not sure what it is, but something big is happening. Well, right now, we're all feeling the advancement rolling into our field to take us not to the next stage and not to the next level, but another place. Totally different to here, totally different to what we've been living. An advanced state of being that supports all the special gifts that somewhere in the back of our knowing we're aware of. Each one of us has that special feeling that there's more to us, and there's more to life, and there's more to everything that is around us. But it seems like it was at a distance. Well, now it's in your field, and each time you change anything at all in your being, the world around you will change. We have words for those things. You change your attitude, you change your mind, all those sorts of things are actually bigger steps than you need. The simplicity and the smallest adjustments give you the greatest result. So the tiniest little feeling of a smile actually radiates many, many thousand times more than what you could imagine. And it changes the universe, and it changes the future. And it changes the lives of so many, you wouldn't believe it. So we're starting to get into the realms of magic and miracles, where the things we've spoken about before are becoming real. Where each time you have a feeling and you allow it to go to the source within you, the universe responds, the world responds, all the things around you respond. And the dimensions of the birds, animals, the flowers and the trees become available to you instantly. And they interact just as they would if you'd worked for 1,000 years to try to talk to them. The simplicity and the gentleness and the utter respect for everything and everyone is the doorway to the new way of working. I suppose you'd say in the galactic community. Your interaction with beings will actually be one of the most favored things in your life, because it's happening all the time. Every time you hear something, you hear a voice, you get a sense of a voice, you get a sense of a communication, or you get an unusual feeling. You are communicating with your brothers and sisters from other worlds and from other dimensions. From today on, you will notice all the unusual feelings, all the presence, every movement around you will be attractive, because the world is opening up. And a slight change of what you might call attitude, or you might trim yourself a tiny bit to stand taller in the light of everything, will change what happens in your world. If you can see the positive and the brightness of everybody's eyes, that's all you'll ever have to deal with. The miracles that happen every day are often hidden, but now they'll stand out. And there you hear a bird in the background. That dimension is extremely open where we are here. What we need to see is that we can actually take the part of time that's closed up for us and we can open it. And the part of time that's been open for us, we can close. And with that, all the experiences of those time pieces come and go. You can find that you need something different, so you just open up a part of time that's been closed. And it's not a time zone or anything measured by years. It's something we know about. And you just open it up and close the other. You've just changed your reality totally. You don't look at what's happening in those zones. You find the one that's perfect for you. You find when you're looking at a person, you can close some things down and open other things up. You can make assessments, and that holds those particular things in place. But if you allow everything to move, it's like a kaleidoscope of beautiful things emanating from everyone and everything. And you don't have to close anything. Even with time, if you allow it all to flow, it will all appear at the same time. And you think that's confusing? Initially it is. But after a while, you don't even see what you're not supposed to see. The times that I look at the TV, an ad comes on, I don't see it or hear it, even though it's right in front of me. Because I decided that they're not interesting. And someone will make a comment, what do you think about that? And I'll say, what? It doesn't even go in. So that's an open example of what we can do anywhere at any time. We can have it so that we only hear the positive in everything that comes to us. I used to play with sending positive messages back through the TV on top of the horror of the news. And it would change the whole pattern. The next time the news came on, it was different. The stories were different. And we can all do that. But we don't have to do anything except know that we're advancing, that we are very advanced beings, that we have characteristics that we haven't tried yet, and that the interaction with not just the global community, but with the galactic and universal communities is right at our fingertips. All these communications have been available in the world since the beginning of time. But because of civilization, it has become an organized event where secrecy and distortion has prevented various interactions at various times. There's a lot of data out there about how we've been programmed to be frightened of anything we can't see. But once again, as soon as you change your mind about that, it's changed. You haven't blanked it off. You've changed it. You've changed future and past all at the one time. We've heard about the power of positive thinking. We've heard about mind powers, all sorts of things. But you haven't heard about the power of your majestic being, which is operating at a level way above the mind, way above anything that's ever been discovered. And that's why it's so nice to work beyond technology in a space that we all know we're capable of handling. I call it the world of your creator, where you can go as far as you want and you never reach the end. And in that world of your creator, if you step far enough forward, you can feel the future being generated. You can feel the movement, you can see the colors, but you don't see them through your eyes. And you allow your spirit to just fly and enjoy the endless beauty of something that we will never be able to describe. And for each person, it is different, and it never crosses one another's paths. So we don't have to run into one another for any reason. And we don't have to really do anything except maintain that unique connection to our own being. And that's not yourself, that's your own being that's bigger, more majestic than anything known to man. And allow yourself to expand and be a part of the universal community. We've really taken a step over the last 100 years that we can't see, because we've allowed ourselves to work with the unknown without trying to change it into something known. And the unknown is trillions of times bigger than the known. And so what you can find there is mind-blowing, because the mind thinks it has to know. Intelligence has been measured on the known attributes of what we interact with right now. But intelligence is a variable. It comes in packages depending on how you interact. The second you know something, you know more than's ever been written. You may study even so that you attempt to gain information and intelligence. But there's a point you get to where you break way out of that and you know more than what's in the books. And this happens to everyone. Because of this, we are now looking at opening that tiny little spark of when you know everything and having a look what's in there. And what's in there is the world of your creator, an enormous flow of everything. Not everything that's ever been known, everything that ever will be known. And it's bigger than any person could ever capture. But as soon as a particular spark comes to you, you have everything in that package, including your own intelligence, your own ability to access from other worlds, and your own ability to know exactly what to do. So learning in the long term is like nailing your foot to the floor. You can't move. You can't get any more knowledge because you've filled it up and you said, I know it. But knowing is a fluid process of the universe that feeds from all the other dimensions through our sparkles and adds to that hologram that we work with at various times. And it's never the same twice. So the more you get used to the fact that there's a greater prospect in the unknown, and your ability to work in the unknown, the more you'll understand the world of magic and miracles. You'll understand that you can't control it. You can only go with the random field. But you can be in that random field all the time, and you don't have to wait for miracles. They run with you, they work with you, they happen around you, they happen for you. Because you've extended yourself into that field. Endless. And never crosses its own path twice. So hopefully we're getting a little further with the fact that there's so much ahead, there's so much advancement right here now, that whatever you try, it will work. Because you are the master of your own destiny. And you're also the total expert that can never be questioned, because you're the only one who gets the information about what you're doing. And you don't have to ask for advice, even though that's what we've been trained to do. There's no advice needed. There's just follow your spirit, follow every lead. And that light that comes on will be there all the time. So you don't have to work to make that light of intellect come on. It's there for you all the time. All you have to do is follow your spirit, be relaxed, and celebrate every time there's an achievement. You'll find yourself celebrating all the time because the achievements happen through simplicity and through magic and miracles, not through hard work. So for many years, I used to tell people, there's a little thing to remember. If it's hard work, you must be doing it wrong. Therefore, there's got to be another way. And the other way is through the world of your creator, working with the unknown in a world of magic and miracles. The energy fields that we affect are endless. How we affect them, only each one of us knows. Each individual understands every moment of their life for that moment. Not necessarily to tell a story about or to work a theory out. But I can assure you, everyone knows what they're doing, and everything comes to fruition based on all the things that you set within your being. When we deal with the physical world, we tend to set standards, rules, regulations. They're all based on limitation. They're all based on a limited set of circumstances, and they're all based on cans and can'ts. In the world of magic and miracles, none of that exists. You just proceed, you enjoy one another, and you interact with the magic sparkles that we all know we have. And those sparkles are endless. And they light up as soon as you speak about them, just like they are now. They bring to you the mystery of the world of magic and miracles and the joy of being alive. They turn on that special light that makes you glow, makes you maintain the attention of everyone, even though you don't intend it. Once we focus on the brightness, as the fly again, once we focus on the brightness of one another and the brilliance of what comes from each one of us, we can be nothing but perfect. Because it's that interaction that acts as a catalyst to make everything perfect in everyone's life. The many millions of people on the earth actually have a small influence compared to the many trillions that are not on the earth. But each person can provide sufficient nourishment for themselves, for everyone on the earth, and for everyone in the galaxy. Just one person can do that. And that's all we're asked to do. Provide enough for everyone. And watch as it all comes back to us 1,000,000 times bigger. Finished in the format that we require, either in a physical form or in the form of an unknown. But the excitement of the form of the unknown totally outweighs the excitement of the form of the things we know now. So I encourage everyone to look forward and allow their being to step forward and leave what was there yesterday behind. Even the picture of your own nature, because we have much more. We are much more. And we will, in the next moment, be totally different to the last. So make sure you celebrate, make sure you remember nothing, and enjoy the sparkles that come when you remember nothing. Chase your spirit like a child and live on that elevated platform of living that you know exists. And have a perfect life, perfect health, and a magic future forever. Thank you very much.